Hey class, it's Mrs. Dame. We're going to be starting a new book this week. Nothing to do with the people that you see on your screen, but they are an interesting point that we're going to talk about. We're going to take a look at literacy and how the author develops and contrasts points of view of different characters in a book. So for our opening lesson, we're going to talk about whether or not you all have ever disagreed with someone. I'm sure not. I'm sure you guys are flawless and you've never had a disagreement, at least within the last, 10 minutes or so. But that is one thing we're going to take a look at is whether or not you've ever had a disagreement. Clearly, the people in this picture did have a disagreement. And then we're going to take a look at how people have different points of views. You're all in the same grade, you all go to the same school, you do a lot of the similar things, but you have different points of view. This picture right here, completely different point of view depending on who you are in the class and what your knowledge of history is. Across the top, it says Arbeit macht frei, which means work makes free. If any of you can figure out where this is from, it's from a concentration camp during World War II. The book that we're going to be reading is The Diary of Anne Frank. Anne eventually went to a concentration camp with her family after they hid out for a number of years, and that is where she wrote her diary. So we're going to discuss the book, though, from different viewpoints as we go along. We're going to talk about what her dad thought about this situation. I mean, think about your dad. He tries, probably to do his best for you guys at all times. Imagine, what it might have been like for her dad to have to hide his entire family and then put his business partners in that situation. So we'll talk about the Van Dams too and what their situation was, hiding people, working all day, right below people who were hiding, from the Nazis. We'll talk about her sister. She plays a very integral part in this book. What it would have been like, to be her sister, what her sister thought about the situation. I mean, she's like, they're teenagers, they're high school age, middle school, your guys' age. What a different situation for them to be in. And at the end of this, we'll wrap it all up in a pretty package, and we'll discuss how the book would have been different had someone else written it. What if her dad had written the diary? What would he have thought? What would he have said? What if her mom would have written it? What about the young man who stayed there? How would it have been different from his point of view? So those are some things we're going to take a look at. Just wanted to get you guys ready and let you know what's coming at you in the next week or two. Thanks.